So I'm Yasmine Bouagga. I'm the mayor of the first district of Lyon. Of course, I was very worried by the results of the European elections, with the far right coming of the first political power in France. And then we had a huge mobilization for the the parliament elections, with a great movement of union between all the political parties of the left and ecologists. The recent elections showed that it's not just southern France. We have a very strong rise in the far right, also in the north of France, but also in all the countrysides and also all the suburban areas, and not necessarily in poor places. Also in rich suburban areas, we have this rise of the far right, and that points to issues on housing, transportation, and all the kind of issues related to space. But there's a strong divide between the educated elite that's concentrated in the metropolitan areas and people who feel excluded by this elite. And the last thing is also a kind of normalization of the far right that's brought by the media. And it's becoming a commonplace to say, oh, if we have any kind of social issue, let's blame the immigrants. Politics at the extreme do divide people and creates conflicts and forms of anger, forms of hatred, even inside families. We had an intern in the town hall here who was a young man, even a boy, who was very convinced by the far right ideas. And after 1 week, he stayed only 1 week, but after 1 week he said, oh, you're not as bad as I thought before, you ecologist. I had a very caricatural vision of you, and now I understand you're doing important and interesting things. So I think that's our role to break the caricature, and so people know why we're committed to, why we're committed. And we have also other forms of organizations and solidarity initiatives, very strong solidarity for migrants also, with several organizations helping newcomers, and especially the young migrants who arrive without their family and experience a very strong distress and are homeless without any resource. And there's a strong solidarity and strong organization by formal associations, but also by just neighbors who decide to organize breakfast or distribute blankets, etc., etc. And that's a real strength of this neighborhood. People have solutions to their issues, and the solution, they find it happily and together. It's not just having a place where you discuss what's wrong. It's also a place where you enjoy going there because you practice a sport or a cultural activity with your neighbors or with your friends, and you get to know each other and encourage the development of smaller cities where it's not a huge metropolitan area, but it's a city where you do have easy access to school, to hospital, to sports, culture, etc. So I really believe we can find collective solutions, but it needs a lot of work, and we need a lot of people to do that. So we need people to join and to work together on spreading also positive ideas on positive communities.